What's up, my man?
Hey, what's going on?
We are live.
Oh yeah, yes we are. How you
Welcome,
doing
welcome,
today? All
everyone.
right?
Dude, I am beat because I had a physical yesterday
Yeah.
and they gave me
Did
that
they? Did they?
no, I would have enjoyed that. That would have been a wonderful. I mean, that would have I mean, that would have been a nice little treat that insurance gets to pay for. Normally you got to pay for that kind of action on your own
I
dime.
know, I know.
But
Doctors do it for free.
they gave me a shingles vaccine
Oh, dude. Yep.
at 50, and they
Yep.
said, look, you might feel flu-like symptoms, and it's
Yes, you are.
kicking my ass today. It's
Yep.
like, oh, it's supposed to
Yeah.
last a day, but it's like, oh,
But
and
it's
look,
better. It's better than shingles.
oh my God, I never had shingles, I never want them. And look, if there's any anti-vaxxers on the chat, you can fuck right off. I'm getting every vaccine that's known to man. I'm gonna take it. I don't give a shit. I'm taking it. It's like I got a pneumonia
I
one. I got a thing.
I
I don't care.
agree. After it's been tested on the populace enough, you know what I mean?
I'm fine. I'm
I'll
more than
take my
willing.
chances, and then once it's good, then I'm like, all right,
I'm more than
give
willing.
it up.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take
Yeah.
that shit.
Yeah. So I've
But
been
anyway.
listen, I've been baking in this humidity and heat. I'm
Oh,
finally supposed to be getting a break tomorrow in the humidity and heat. Tonight is the last tonight's supposed to be brutal too. I mean, by the time I go live, it'll just be leaving the 90s, but it's
oh.
gonna feel like 95.
And that's at
You
what?
know,
What
and
time of night is that?
that's at I'll be live between 9:30 and 10 tonight.
And it's 90 degrees at 9, like that hour? Oh, dude, fuck
So and
that.
what's crazy, and listen,
These people better these
cons-
people better be worth it.
I'm not. They're so worth it. I am not a big conspiracy theorist, right, at all. Nor do I get into like arguments about climate change and whatnot. But
Mhm.
what I can tell you is this: 20 years ago, the 90-degree weather was at noon. You knew it was coming. We planned our work around it, right? When we were working outside.
Mhm.
Now the sun goes down and it's still hot as shit.
Yeah.
And it's insane. And it's like, whoa. And I mean, I don't know if you how long have you been in Cali now?
Oh man, I've been here for over 20 years. Like so
So have you noticed a
easily.
difference in shift in the weather at all in the
Yeah,
past 20?
yes, it's really hot here through September. Like August, September are now the hottest months.
And it never used to be like that?
It used to be, or June. You'd have like in LA
Okay.
anyway. It was like June, July, sort of standard summer.
Yeah.
You know, but now, man, that heat it rides through. You know, it's but it's not as bad. It's hot, but it's not like humidity, dude.
Yeah, you don't have the
Humidity
humidity.
is a murderous. I hate it. I'm like sweating. It just
Yes.
sucks. I
It
hate
is, and
everything
then
about it.
you combine that with like getting bit by bugs and
Oh,
things crawling on you in the middle of the night. Oh, dude, it is just like it
it's the
is.
worst, man.
Oh, it's the worst. It's the
What's going
worst,
on in the
but
world of ghosts with
it's
you
fun.
this week?
Well, I did a triple buck out. As
Ooh,
you know, we did
yeah,
an
yeah.
episode of Splinter Spirits at buck
Yeah,
out.
that'll be coming up mid-August, guys.
And
We've got a buck out episode, which is
yep,
probably far overdue, but
yes,
we'll
and
probably have a few of those since that's such a big part of John's world.
yeah, yeah, we're definitely gonna have a couple. Yeah, so I did a triple buck out. I did the marshlands
Triple buck out.
twice.
It's a funny way to say it. I did
I know,
triple buck out, dude.
triple
It's like
buck out.
it's like you did like an X Games thing on your
I
bike.
had another run in with well, first let's talk paranormal.
Mm.
Caught some more awesome thermal again
Those were,
last
yeah.
night, which is
Oh, that's
great.
fun.
Um, and there's the usual buck out, a lot about Mary buck out. Spirits are very chatty about that subject. And the on a non-paranormal note, I had a bunch of visitors again. Now I don't think they didn't know who I was until one of them realized. But I had a bunch of people just showed up out of nowhere. But this time they were nice, they were respectful.
How
They
old were
were
they?
they had to be young. They had to be,
Okay.
between 16 and 18. Again, teenagers. But they were energetic. They were just all over the place. Checking out my stuff, taking pictures with me. Just
Did you have
they
anybody
were
with you anyway, or what?
No, I was by myself.
Right.
Yeah, I was by myself. So
Interesting.
it,
Interesting.
yeah, yeah.
That's
But
nice.
it was a good experience. It wasn't a like, ah, shit.
Have you
Here
ever
we
gone
go again.
to have you ever gone to any of these Paracon things? Have you ever been invited or any of that stuff?
Um, every now and then, whenever there's talks of me actually going to one, something ends up happening. A bunch of guests they get will be like, "Oh no, we're not going to do it if John's doing it." I'm not the most liked person in the paranormal, so it's pretty
Mhm.
interesting. But
Yeah.
no, I've never gone. I was going to go incognito one year to one of them, but then I was like, "Yeah, I'd rather just go and do the real thing."
I feel like that's something we're gonna do soon.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we're
definitely.
totally gonna go.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
doubt.
we could probably get in under the guise of Splintered Spirits. You know what I
Well,
mean? And then all
dude,
of a
we'll get
sudden,
in.
like,
It's like, all right, I gotta figure that
you
out.
know what I'm
That's kind
saying?
of yeah. I mean, it seems like
So,
bad business. Um,
yeah.
Obviously, the big thing in the news is this Dan Riviera guy in the paranormal space, but it's kind of a shitty paranormal news story, as we all know and have talked about.
Oh,
It's
it's disgusting.
really exploitative, right? I think
Yes,
it's like the
yes,
perfect word for it.
100% the perfect word
Um,
for it.
so I don't know if I don't
It
really
really
want to
gets
get
me
into
sick
it.
to my stomach thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't want to get into it. I don't know enough about the guy. I don't know enough about the situation. I mean, I do know I've heard about this doll, but it's
Uh,
not. And that's certainly interesting to talk about the doll, but I don't want to talk about it in relation to this cat.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, exactly. I just feel bad for the dude's family, man. He was a father. He had
yeah,
a
who knows?
family, and people are just coming out of the woodwork with all this ridiculous assumptions.
Right,
And it's
right.
like, like, yeah, if I'm this dude's son, that's the last thing I want to read is an article. Oh, the dog killed your daddy. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like,
it's
like, dude,
terrible.
dude,
How's
it's
everybody in the Sanisphere tonight? What's going on out there today,
wait.
tonight? What are you guys thinking about?
How's that shot popping off? I
Let's do a
can't see
little
it.
Q&A. Sorry, my energy's a little low, guys. My head is killing me, despite the massive amount of Tylenol I've taken. But what's going on? What do you guys? What's up? You guys
There
have
we go. I'm
anything to
looking at the
say?
chat now.
Let's see it. Any questions? Anything new happen in your life?
How you guys doing? Everybody
Oh,
good?
Skyboat's on here. Skyboat's such a troll.
That's funny. So funny.
Oh,
Uh,
trouble.
These trolls.
These
What we gonna
trolls,
do with them?
dude. Just leave them
Sometimes
on.
you want to hug them. Sometimes you want to throw them out a window. You know, depends on the troll. Depends on the
Oh,
troll.
Brian, you can
But
take
hey,
that
listen,
hoagie.
listen.
Did everybody watch Sleepy Hollow or what? Did everybody watch Sam Baltruse's
I
episode?
was actually just about to get into
I
that.
mean, let's go. Let's get into it. What do we have any Sleepy Hollow questions? There's a lot of ghosts and shit out there, guys. More than
Well,
just a headless horseman.
and we got Sleepy Hollow coming up at the end of the month. A
Well,
lot going on between the end of the
Sam's a
month and the
good
beginning of the
dude.
month.
Sam is a well-respected, uh, very smart cat, and he's been around. He's had a lot of appearances. We were very lucky to get him on and share stories with us. And they were fun stories too. He's
Yeah,
been cursed a couple times. I mean, the guy's like, it's pretty wild.
yeah,
How many of you
definitely
out
pretty
there have even
wild.
ever been to Sleepy Hollow? Anyone? Let's see, John. Do you think anybody's ever been there? Or do they just live vicariously
I
through
there's there
you?
has to be at least one or two people that have visited it at some point. It's a very famous cemetery. It's almost in all intents and purposes, it is a tourist attraction.
Right. Oh, for sure.
Like it really
Mimi, you're
is.
right. Mimi, you're right. Sam has made a ton of appearances in a lot of different shows.
Yeah,
All right, M Hope. Do you like M Hope or do you go with Mope? What's the deal? But she says she loves Sleepy Hollow. I guess you've been there.
yeah, yeah.
I can't remember the last time I was at Sleepy Hollow. I couldn't tell. I mean, I couldn't tell you.
Uh,
Skyboat was married there. That's probably why she's cursed.
yeah, yeah.
Brian's been there with you for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah. I've been
Ha.
to
LA premiere.
Sleepy Hollow a couple times. during the stream and off the stream, obviously, way before I was streaming.
Sleepy Hollow is crazy. I'm surprised that I never went there for like a Halloween as a kid.
You
Like, why
had
didn't
to
we?
maybe when you were smaller.
Well, nobody ever took me. She didn't take me anywhere. We like to like walk around. They just let us go like go around Avon Circle or some shit. We didn't go anywhere.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
it's like we
right.
live right there. Wouldn't that have been a fun thing to do? Like every year we're
Yeah,
going to Sleepy Hollow for Halloween. They got a big ass cool parade with
yeah.
headless horseman stuff. I mean, it'd probably be
So
wild.
the town goes all out. Like, I mean, it's like headless horseman, everything.
Yeah.
Like literally, headless horseman, everything. It's like, and the best part is they have new Sleepy Hollow T-shirts every Halloween. The gas station right next door to the cemetery gets
Hmm.
all the T-shirts that they didn't sell the year prior. All the and
Just
for way cheaper. So
to get
every
it for a
year when I
song.
go around Halloween, man, I grab a bunch of T-shirts from the year prior. You know, so it's
All right,
pretty
Hope,
cool.
we got you. Is let me know if you can hear that air conditioner fan vent on here. If I turned it on, it's too loud. It's getting hot where I'm at. Um, what
I'm
else?
not hearing it.
Love Sleepy Frank the Tank. He knows Sleepy Hollow, so he must be a Westchester or New York, or he's at least been around. What did you guys? Would you guys, if you could have asked Sam a question, what would you have asked him?
Oh, that's a good question.
What did we miss? What did we forget to ask him? I mean, look, I'm still learning how to be an interviewer, so I could take the criticism.
Yeah, yeah. Now he said he's currently working on a project in Florida, if I remember correctly.
I thought his next book was like the New England castles or something.
Maybe he was talking about both. I
Okay.
you know, he was going back and forth about both. So maybe
Isn't
he's working
Florida
on two
scary
different things.
enough without the ghosts?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
We got any Florida people in the house?
yeah.
Florida
Oh,
man?
there's got to be people from Florida.
I
There's
mean,
no
come
way
on.
there's not.
Florida's terrifying. And that, before you even get into the spirits,
Mhm.
it's so weird, Florida.
Well, it's such a different, like, as you travel through the state, it just gets, well, you know what? Honestly, a lot of states are like that. Like, let's
Yeah.
be real. You go through Pennsylvania, right? Then you get into the middle of Pennsylvania, which is completely
Gross.
different as to like the Pittsburgh side of Pennsylvania, which is also completely different. New York's the same way.
Right.
It's but New York is weird. New York goes from like urban to upstate, back to urban again, to upstate, back to urban again. And as you branch out towards Canada and Buffalo, it just gets weird with New York. All the states are like that. Florida's like mad redneck,
But
and
until you
then
get to
and
Miami,
then
which
it's
is cool.
Cuban, like
Yeah.
it's and
Uh,
Disney,
yeah, it's super cool. Hale brought up a good point. I would have brought up the fact that we've gotten the name Sybil at the cottage, which he has gotten too.
Yes, yes.
Tell us about Sybil, John.
Well, Hale's gonna actually have to take over on that one because one incredible thing about me is there are times when I don't remember what the spirits are talking about, and I have excellent mods and excellent people in this community that are like, "Oh no, John, we remember that night. This and this came through." So then what happens is, and this is how like awesome the documentation is. The next time I go to the cottage, I'll hear the name Sybil, and I'll be like, "Oh, that's what Hale was talking about." These names come back through again. So yeah, we if Hale's saying we heard Sybil, then we heard Sybil.
What do we
Yeah.
think of Hale? What is the story of Sybil? What is it? What is it about that? And and Hale, we I purposefully didn't talk about the headless horseman too much, only because I felt like that's been done to death. Pun intended on that one. But it's sort of like we all know that story. It's all these other ghosts and all these other stories and things that John has come across that have matched up with what Sam has come across that I thought would be kind of interesting and a little more unique in terms of, sitting down with him. Tell me the stuff we don't know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and you know what? He did seem very interesting going ghost busting with you, which would be fun. You gotta get in touch with these guys. You should like let them know you're gonna be out there. Um, you could spin by for an hour. You could do like an hour with him. It'd be great.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. What's it called? I know he said he was busy, but he said once he's done with all that, he would love to, come and do a session at Sleepy Hollow. But when you go, listen, when you go to the Terrytown Estate, you just don't stay one night. That's not a place you stay one night. That's you want to go there for at least 2, 3 nights. Enjoy what the place has to offer. The outdoor bar, the pool, the spas, all
Ooh,
that stuff. I mean, I don't do the
fancy.
spas. Well, my wife takes advantage of all that stuff.
Yeah, fancy.
Of course. So
But Hale says she knows the night he lost his head. I found a journal entry by General Heath that talks about it. Well, um, look at you, Hale, you historian,
oh
you.
yeah, Hale's awesome with research and like so Hale's one of the people that in the live streams when something comes through that's of like importance, especially at places like Buckout, she's just like, oh, that lines up with history. And it does. So
Why? What do you do, Hale? Are you like a school teacher, or are you just like sitting in front of? I picture now. Now I'm picturing Hale in front of like 6 computer monitors all at once, and like her chair rolls back,
dude, I'm pretty
and it
sure
has to
she
roll
she
this
runs a
way,
farm.
and then
I'm pretty
and then it
sure she
rolls
runs a
back
farm,
this
Gary.
way. It's like it's
She's like
crazy,
throwing like hay bales up into the third floor of the barn.
right? So that means she has a secret silo down there.
Yeah, hell
Totally a
yeah.
spy.
Yep. She probably has spirits trapped in
Yeah,
technology we don't know.
right. Exactly. Those farmhouse spies,
Yep.
middle America, they get
Yep.
activated and they're ready to go.
That's it. It's all ruse.
And
You
so, you know
said
what I mean?
you
It's so easy.
yep.
It's just like they get the phone call and it's like,
Go down. You lower down.
right.
That's
So
funny.
true, man.
Yep. Except it'll
Uh,
probably be in like a silo or something.
I know. It's very
Yeah.
true.
Hmm.
What else can
The
we talk
house is the
about, man? It's
front.
like, I don't have a lot for today just because my head's not in it, but it's like, I can tell you what's next, which is going to be very fun. So I did an interview with the professor, Joseph Laycock out of the University of Texas, who wrote a book called Satanism. And he's a very much a theologian about the devil and all of that kind of stuff. And he and I had a good talk about one of my favorites, the devil himself. Um, and I said to him, it's because like all these people who are like, oh, you're messing with the forces of nature, as when we're talking to spirits, or it's like demons and all this.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really interesting to sort of get to the bottom of, or like where does this all come from? Where is the fear? What is the meaning of the word? Where does it stem from? How's the legends and the lore and the like what we know of the devil today and where does that come from? You know what I mean? It's just sort of like how we pinpoint it all. Um and just sort of the fear. And the fear is still so intense.
So
Up until
prevalent.
like in the 90s with the satanic panic and all that stuff. Um even to today, these people are so nuts about it.
They really
So it's
are.
like I
They
really am
really
I'm
are.
looking forward to seeing what kind of reaction that is. And I'm really hoping for some good hate comments on that one. Because
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how I love a good hate comment.
Yeah, yeah. There'll be a
I'll be
lot of them.
labeled, I'll be branded a Satanist and I'll be like, yes,
Yeah.
do it. I'll take it.
Yeah. Oh,
Because
there's
you know
gonna be
why?
tons of it.
Who cares?
Yeah. Listen, I always say my biggest trolls are the religious ones.
Oh,
The
they're the worst
people that
people.
the people that keep coming back and trolling. Sometimes it's like an ex-member of the community that just, was a nutcase to begin with. But most of the time well, dude, did I ever tell you the story about the guy at the cemetery? All
Well,
right.
that's vague. I mean, you got to
Okay,
be a
all
little
right.
more specific.
So I at one point documented a lot this abandoned cemetery. It was three cemeteries rolled into one. You came with me. It's the
Okay, sure.
cemetery we
Yeah.
went to. Okay, do you remember walking in the big water tower?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
well, for years they were working on that water tower. All right. So one day, a one of these religious trolls took the opportunity to dress up like one of the workers and come to the cemetery and talk to me. And at first, he acted normal, like he was one of the workers, right? And then all of a sudden, he started going on about Jesus and,
Oh.
talking to spirits is the devil and like all this crazy stuff. And then,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, man. Right when he started saying that stuff, I was like, all right, man. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Um, Come to find out, I end up one of the workers. ends up bumming a cigarette off me. And I'm talking to him, and I'm like, "Yo, where's the little short dude that's always going on about Jesus?" And they're like, "Oh, the guy you were talking to the other day, he doesn't work with us."
Right, crazy. It's great. They're the
The
worst, dude.
dude
They're the worst.
pretended to work with the company that was
Dude, can you
fixing the damn water
can you just
tower
think
just to
about it, dude?
tell me that they're demons.
Think about it, bro. Think about what it takes, the level of crazy.
Yeah,
Like, I'm gonna dress up like a water tower worker
yeah,
and preach the word of Jesus to this guy out in the
dude.
middle of a cemetery. It's like, what is happening?
Yeah,
They're crazy, right? I mean, it's like they're the
yeah.
worst. I would rather hang out with ghosts than some of these
I'll
people.
tell you why they have to be crazy, because there's enough Christians in my community and people that do believe in the devil, do believe in God, that wouldn't even think to try to convince me that I'm speaking to demons. You know what I'm saying? That's how I know.
Yeah,
Like, even the ones that actually think they are demons,
yeah,
they're
they're
not even
closeted.
like pushy on the subject.
They're properly closeted about it. They keep their mouth shut about it and don't
Yeah,
talk. They just talk about it behind your back, but they're not
which
going
is
to talk to your
fine.
face about it, which is fine.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
So it's pretty crazy to think about. It really is.
yeah.
How some of these people get and how some of these people will act. But that's the fanatics, Gary. It's in everything. It's in everything, and fanatics give religions bad names. You know?
Talk about here's something just not crazy. These people aren't crazy, but have you listened? Maybe some of the fans out there have. I know somebody also emailed me about it, but I'm very well aware of it because it's super popular. The telepathy tapes. Have you listened to these?
Yes,
This podcast?
yes, yes. Yep, yep, yep.
Wild
Yeah.
stuff. Wild, wild stuff. If you don't know what it is, it's a podcast called the Telepathy Tapes. I have no dog in this fight. I'm not getting a kickback. It's just a great podcast that's kind of fringe science about, autistic people and people who can't speak, but yet they're communicating telepathically with each other, with the dead. It is crazy.
It's
And not
wild.
like crazy, like wild,
Yeah.
check it out.
It makes you think. Well, I was talking a little bit about that today. You know what? I had a conversation on the stream that we could have had today on here. So I'll just repeat the conversation. I
Sure.
asked a series of questions when it came to the actual theories of splintered spirits, fragmented memories. Like one of them was very simple. Is there a connection between the person, like say myself, and a spirit I'm talking to, if I know them? So let's say hypothetically I went and I spoke to a family member. Would the memories I'm speaking to react with the memories that are in my head of that person? How would it reflect the spirit I'm speaking to and the memories I'm speaking to? What kind of connection would happen? Or let's take it a step
Give me
further.
give me give me a specific example of what you're saying. Like
So,
in terms
all
of
right.
like
So I'm not going to
knowing that
use.
you're
I'm
on the
not.
same wavelength.
Yeah, I'm not going to use me. I'll use somebody else. So, for example, let's say Joe Tomato Sauce goes to a cemetery and speaks to his grandmother. Okay, and he's speaking to his 17-year-old grandmother, the version of her that's coming through right now, the memories that are there.
No, no, John, where'd you go? Well, he's gone. Mimi, you're right. Every religion does have
My
their
bad.
nutballs, but Catholics are historically the worst. Hold on, John. You broke up for a second, and then you came back.
No, I'm not.
You
I'm lost. I got to come back. Come back
wait,
in.
wait. There you are.
Be right back, everybody.
You're right there. All right, he's gonna jump out. Um, I mean, did you ever hear of a little something called the Spanish Inquisition? Some of the worst. Yeah, we got to get John a better setup in there. I keep telling him about it. We got to get him a better computer setup for podcasts, and we got to get that fucking tooth fixed. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Jess? Yeah, somebody kicked him out, right? Some demon kicked him out, Robin. Skybo, do you think the fractured or splintered spirits at different ages ever encounter each other? We tried to play that game with Edward, so we're sort of messing around with that. I'd love to keep playing with it. That was a fun sort of test, and there was the weird moment, and John and I messed it up in the podcast where we said, we told one of the memories, the younger version of Edward, that I was his uncle, and we told the other one that I was his brother. But then the one we lied to got it right. Now we can't figure out. Maybe we ever mentioned that I was his uncle somewhere, but he knew the truth about it, or he said uncle, which was pretty neat. And said, so I don't know. That only happened once. I don't think one time is enough to prove anything.
Okay, 17-year-old grandmother, Joe tomato sauce, goes and visits his grandmother. The 17-year-old version here comes through for whatever reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, the memories that Joe has with his grandmother connect with the 17-year-old version of her. All right. Now, this 17-year-old version of her, even though it doesn't have those memories, or it does, who knows? I don't know if a connection happens there. That's just one small example of what I'm talking about. Like, we don't know, like, the living aspect, the DNA relation, the, overall. Or I can put that to the side, apply the same concepts of the theory to myself. What happens when I am here at the tower and Ernest Simons, the factory owner, is around me, and then I go to his grave at the cemetery?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have a little data on that. I know what happens. Neither of them react. They don't know. They don't know that that happened. Like, they don't know that I spoke to his memories here at the factory, as opposed to whatever is lying, at his grave, at his headstone. In fact, I screwed up and called the owner of the factory by the wrong name multiple times, and he was getting pissed at me. But here, he never brought it up.
Well, I was telling them while you were gone about even our early episodes where we talked to Edward and young Edward, and we messed up the uncle brother lie, and we heard one of them say, the one we told that I was your brother said uncle, but we can't pinpoint exactly if we messed that up, or like, did he ever hear us say uncle? But it still was cool because we were pretty good about it, as far as I
Yeah,
could tell. But one
yeah,
time does not a theory prove, but it is
no,
an
no, not
interesting
at
sort
all.
of it is an interesting sort of case study in this whole thing of how these memories might be connected for sure.
Yeah.
I'm dying to figure out. And I told you, I'm dying to figure out.
The only so hold on, let me
Yeah.
interject too, because this might help with what you're thinking about. The only real data that I have about spirits and memory is the fact that spirits can forget. So let me dive into this. I call it old memory versus new memory. This is when I really started speaking about, the fractured memories and, different memories everywhere in spirits or memory, is when I had the old memory versus new memory theory proven. I
Hmm.
went to a cemetery. The spirits completely forgot who I was. Some of them didn't even know who I was at all, which made no sense because I was with them all the time. Some of them remembered, some of them did not, and ones that didn't like me started liking me, almost like they thought I was a completely different person. And as far as the way I described it on live today, it was Joseph T. June, who I spent the most time with, hates me, wants nothing to do with me now, thinks
JJ?
I'm a completely
JJ hates you?
yeah. Joseph T. June thinks I'm a complete asshole, wants nothing to do with me now. Where Elmer, who didn't like me, likes me now, and Virginia never forgot who I was. And that's because I think of the cat. I left a cat on their a brass cat on their
Hmm.
headstone as a gift, and I think the gift was a constant reminder of who I was, which is why she never lost the memory, and her husband never lost the memory either. So the fact that there is an old memory versus new memory, and the fact that a spirit can lose that memory if not properly stimulated, means that not only our spirit's memory, but they can build a spiritual synapses.
Well,
How it
it's like
all
if they're
works, I have
connected, right? Well, if they're
no
using
idea.
energy, well, it goes to absorption of energy of some kind, right? That's why the thermals have a black spot or a black hole in
Last
them.
one, yes,
If that is a ghost, right? That would mean there's a lack of heat, a lack of energy there. I
yeah.
wonder, is there a way? Yeah, this is interesting, right? It's like, how do you get the same spirit to chat? to itself.
That's interesting.
How would we do that? We'd have
I
probably have
don't
to
know. That I don't know. We would have to somehow successfully take a spirit from one location to another. But how would we even? Oh shit! Did you just hear that?
I heard it.
Yeah, fucking just box just knocked over out of nowhere. I shit you not. I have this. It's what the infinity mirror came in, and it was right there. It's been there since the infinity mirror came in, and it literally this big ass heavy box with metal trim, wooden box with metal trim, just knocked over out of nowhere.
Well, they don't like you, John. Someone's
Yeah,
mad. Someone's
yeah.
feeling
Someone's mad.
ignored.
I don't know.
Someone's
I'm looking.
feeling
I'm like,
ignored.
yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah, it's
That's the
annoying.
shit that happens here all the time in the tower. That's normal. I just had to replace the toilet seat. Lisa destroyed the toilet seat. It was
Oh,
literally a crack right in it.
it was
Like
Lisa who did it.
it had to be. She's the angry bathroom spirit. You know, has to be. Who else? The one that told me to go f myself. That slams the toilet seat down. It has to be.
It's funny.
Yeah.
That is funny, man.
Yeah.
What let's see here. So shit, I had a thought and it went out of my head. We're talking about memory, we're talking about testing these ghosts. Maybe it requires like another medium session to go there and try to see to do it. I want to try all this shit because I want all the people who don't like certain things that you do, and I want to test all of it. Like some of my favorite stuff is when you get the same response on two different apps by two different companies, and I would
It's
love it.
wild.
And I definitely want to try it with like these things that like the hardcore, the people who consider themselves hardcore, use like those SB50, whatever those
The
things are. The
SB7s,
obvious,
SB11s. Yeah.
yeah, like the Ovilus thing, like those, like they must be good, So, but it's like, all right, well, let's see. I'd love to try all that stuff to see if you get the same personalities um
Well, the only
through
see
them.
here's the issue. Here's the issue. You can't put the SB7, the SB11, or any portal boxes, even the Oculus. You can't put all that in the same boat as the apps. And a lot of people that love and swear by the SB7s, the SB11s, and all the other type of equipment hate when I say this, but I'm gonna say it. I am sorry. I am sorry. I am very sorry. But the apps are the upgraded versions of what you're using. The apps are the technology progressing. It's the difference between using a screwdriver and a screw gun. Anyway,
Well, isn't it doing
that's
what is it doing? It's scanning radio waves, right?
yes, yes,
But
it's
it's
scanning
scanning
radio
which kind
waves.
of radio waves? Is it scanning AM radio or FM radio?
Both. So it depends. If you're using a homemade one, which I've made before, hell, the Elmont back there is a hybrid of both. If you're using, if you're using a homemade one, you can switch back and forth if you want. If you're using an SB7 or SB11, I believe you can switch back and forth too.
Uh,
So,
uh,
but listen, the apps are the upgraded technology, and that's what they're against. At the end of the day, that's what they're against. They're against the upgraded technology. They feel
I
that it's
think it's
bullshit.
probably
They feel it's bogus.
I think it's more about the fact that they don't know how it's working.
No.
They don't know
And
what the code is, so they don't buy it and they're
yeah.
not interested in. That's
But
if I
but
had to
that's the
guess,
thing. The
if I
same
want to give them people the
frequency.
benefit of the doubt, I would say because it's using digital radio and they don't know like how what it's actually right what it like so look, I know the magnetometer one will trigger words based on the amount of magnetic waves.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Most of the apps that are out there use the medometer. Okay, most of them. All right.
Right.
There's only two really famous ones that don't. All right, but
Yeah.
most of them will.
Well, that's what
Okay,
I'm saying. But and I know how those
whether it's
work. Those
sound or
work.
word bank.
Right, but that's that
Yeah,
the way they work. Believe me, because it's the way they would work is there's the frequencies that it hits then triggers a randomization of words in a certain bank for that frequency,
for that
right?
frequency.
That's
Yep,
that's kind of how
hundred
it's
percent.
that's kind of how it's playing up.
Yeah,
It's pulling the
yeah.
words in from that
And that
angle.
same
I don't know
frequency,
how the digital radio one works. like from a
Well,
technological code
yeah. Well, that
perspective.
same frequency. Well, the digital radio one, it's not digital. It's more analog. It's literally like using an old school radio. That's what the SB7 and SB11 is. Believe it or not, the Oculus is actually closer related to the apps than it is the SB7 and SB11. It's
Yeah.
more like a next step, if you will.
Yeah,
Now,
it's
listen, there's going
certainly
to be
more
tons of
expensive.
people. Yeah, there's going to be tons of people that are going to disagree with the words I said about it being the next technology, right?
That's fine.
However, it's still the frequency that's affecting the SB7 and the SB11 through the
Look,
radio waves.
Hale's sitting on her farm somewhere with an SB7. Hale's into some shit, dude. Do you know anything about Hale? Hale's into some
Yeah,
shit.
I've met Hale.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she's
Hale's one of my
into some
mods.
shit.
Yeah, she came down for the party. If you end up
Oh,
making it to the party, the dinner party for the Santa Paranormal, you'll probably get to meet her yourself.
oh man. Yeah,
Yeah,
look at her with an SB7, knowing
yeah.
all that history. She's into something. She's got some files. And
I
you're right,
have.
Jet.
Hold
And
on,
Jess,
give
you're
me
right. All that stuff is expensive too. It's super expensive. It's
one
like,
sec.
and it's all made by the same company. It's no different in my like than I don't really know. And you know what? I shouldn't even talk about it. I've never used it. I've never tried to use it. I should try to use it. I would like to try to use it and see. I'm not going to knock it until I have. Can hear that cat. Time is
Relax
it?
there, Moxie. She's digging deep into the bowels of the tower. Listen, I mean, this is a little modified because actually, I'll just pull that off.
What are you holding in your hands?
This is an SP7.
Oh,
Okay, this is an SP7, right? All this is an actual made for ghost hunting radio. That is it. As opposed to what we used to use back in the day, which were actual radios that we modified ourselves by taking the clips and pins out so it would constantly just scan.
can you turn that on? Has that got batteries in it?
I'd have to go look for
Uh,
batteries and
uh,
everything else. And you take an SB7 or SB11 and you attach it to a couple pedals and a small amp, and the next thing you know, you got a portal box.
mm, I see.
So, mhm.
Yeah, it's I don't understand, and we've talked about this 100 times. The Estes method, which I just don't understand it. I've watched. I look. I listen. I've reached out to the guy who created it. I would love to get him on the podcast um, to explain it to me. I have watched other people do it. I Anybody who doesn't like the apps but says that's legit, I am so confused. I'm just confused. Please explain it to me. If it's like you're basically putting a blindfold on and headphones, and it's
I
like,
can't.
Spirit, what's your name? And then the guy with headphones or the girl with headphones on and covered is like, Sam. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, what am I supposed to, how am I supposed to know if that's legit? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't understand it.
It's
I
it's
would
amazing
love
what
someone to
people
explain it to me.
it's amazing what people will turn around and say is fake and then condone.
I don't get it. I want to get it, guys. I want to get it. If anybody in the paranormal sphere is out there and loves the Estes method and understands it in a way that can convince me or tell me why, not that you owe me any convincing, but I'm just curious. Why is it that, other than that it looks spooky, right? I mean, it looks spooky on camera. You got someone
Everybody
there,
loves a good
you
spookiness,
know,
you know.
right? It's got a blindfold on. You got these headphones on like this, and you're like covered up, and it's this whole thing, and like, oh man, I'm just gonna start yelling out words like, they got Tourette's or something, and maybe they might line up with what they're asking, and it's like, but what? I don't understand.
And the
I don't
reason
understand
why
it.
and the reason why I don't do it is because it's so easily faked. I feel like it would contaminate my documentation to do it. I really do. With just how like blind, double blind my documentation gets, like the rules I follow, not calling a spirit by their name, waiting for the responses, things like that, dude.
But
Like,
Hale's explaining. Hale, I understand that it's sensory deprivation, but what I'm saying is, how on God's green earth can you sit there and try to say it's legit versus anything else or any more
mhm.
legit than anything else?
Yep.
Like it looks ridiculous. I mean, it's
Yep.
just sort of like, how do I know?
And it's
Like, it's,
not true sensory deprivation. It's not. I'm sorry.
yeah.
It's not.
And if you know, if you're
It's not.
supposed to,
It's
they're sitting there, they're like, why are we adding? You're adding a middleman, correct? Right? It's plugged into the SB7, or it's plugged into an app, or it's plugged into the thing. But rather than hearing the thing, we're just hearing the person say the thing, right? That's what we're
it's
doing.
like if ghost hunting was run by the United States government.
Right. So you've actually added,
Adding the middleman in.
you've added a middleman, you've added more business, and then, but that makes it more credible.
Yeah.
I don't see it. I'm not getting it.
More room for
I'm just not
error.
getting it.
I just
So
don't
like, I
get it.
don't, why am I blanking on, why can't I just hear the thing say it? Why do I need this person plugged into it to tell me what it
It's
says?
like
What's the
working backwards. It really is. But that's not even why I don't do it. I don't do it because it's so easily faked. You could so easily sit there and fake it and be like, "Oh, this the spirit said this,"
Well,
you know,
yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, all right, but let's give people the benefit of the doubt. Let's say for a second they're telling the absolute truth and they're repeating exactly what they hear in the spirit box. Why the fuck are they doing that?
yeah.
Like,
Why do they need to do it?
why
Why
do they
can't
need
we
to
just
do
hear it
that?
for
Why
ourselves?
can't we just hear it? Why do I need to? Why do we have to put you in the seat? I don't know, man. It's like, it's, I don't get it. I don't know what we're gaining from. I really don't, guys. I would love it. I'd love a real proponent of it. One, if we ever have a guest come on, like, that really does it and is like
Yeah.
real swears by it or something, I'm gonna ask the shit out of this question because I want to see what their belief system is.
Yeah. I don't know. Listen, like I just, it's one of those things, and it's just amazing what people consider like actual bullshit and what people think is real. And it's like, wait a minute, if you're gonna believe A, why can't B be real? You
Well,
know, it's like this.
uh,
Like I'll even give like the Bible thumpers the benefit of the doubt when they say, you're speaking to demons. It's like, listen, I acknowledge that what I'm speaking to might be something else. I acknowledge it all the time, which is why I say don't do this with your loved ones. Don't fire up a spirit box at your fathers, your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your children's grave. Don't do it. You don't know what's coming through. But to sit back and be like, it has to be demons. What if it's something scarier? What if it's Billy Bob, who likes to watch children's playgrounds for on his spare time, and then
yeah,
he died,
yeah,
and now he's trying to get a human attachment,
yeah, or
right?
yeah, or Father Ignatius, who also liked to watch children in his spare
Ch-
time.
ch-
You know,
exactly, for
um,
real,
you know,
dude. It's wild. It really is.
what was I gonna say?
You know,
So, oh, here's something. This is we got some fun things coming up. So next week for the live, we have got a person called Rebecca the Ghost Guide. If you guys don't know who Rebecca the Ghost Guide is, she's a big paranormal influencer, medium on Insta. She sort of got a little notoriety because she had a relationship with a ghost. She dated one. Like had it got I don't know the full story. That's what we're going to talk to her about, but like she has a real um academic and educational approach to, in a very similar way to what John says about how to approach ghosts and how to protect yourself with ghosts. But in this case, apparently she got really interested in this ghost and they had shared stories together that felt like it was a relationship. I guess I'm very curious to talk to her more about it and how she held that line when you're talking to spirit communication. But it's going to be very fun, and very interesting, and she really wants to educate
and
people on this stuff. And
this is
it's
gonna be the first guest that we had on Splintered Spirits that actually has very similar theories to my theories. The way she talks about spirits, the way she talks about spirits being separated, just everything, intent, different wordplay, but ultimately the same thing. So it's going to be very interesting
I'm
to
excited.
hear her
She's
take.
clever. She's really
Yeah,
clever.
it's
She's
going to
really
be
smart.
very interesting to hear her take. I
She's
am
very
very
fun.
excited to hear what she has to say.
Her Instagram is super fun. She's like,
Yeah.
she creates these, like, her Instagram is like she makes sketches out of her out of her conversations with spirits. which is interesting and very fun. So it's like, check her out, Rebecca the Ghost Guy. She's supposed to join us next week, next Thursday for our live. I'm very excited for it, and it really speaks to this. You know, think about how many spirits, John, have tried to cross the line with you.
A lot. I mean, it happened. It happened 2 nights ago. It happened 2 nights ago. Dude, did you see that video?
No,
The spirit, straight up, word for word, the spirit says "pussy," and I'm like,
was it calling? Wait, was
wait,
it calling you a pussy? Like you're a big pussy, or was like, hey,
I didn't
I
know
got a
yet.
gift for you?
I didn't know yet until it spoke more. So it says "pussy," and I'm like, wait, what'd you say, spirit? And straight up, it said, "We said pussy." So directly responding to my question, like directly, no interpretation there. Then it says, "Do you want it?"
And you kind of
And
did
I
a
was
little,
like,
right? Weren't you a little curious?
and then I was like, "Nah, spirit, I'm happily married, thank you." Yada yada yada. I was still in disbelief that it like I thought it was calling me pussy. Like I really
Right.
did. I thought it was calling me a pussy rather than offering. Um, it was
Sure.
pretty wild. Yeah, it was pretty wild.
That
I
is
posted the
wild.
video. I was
I'll
like,
check
I'll
it
take
out.
the chance. This might get demonetized. Who gives a shit? This is one of those I gotta take the chance. You know?
And look for, because the chat's a little late when I see it. So look, for when we're talking about a relationship with a spirit, I think you got to think of it like, don't get weird or creepy about it. Think of it like a pen pal. How people can develop a relationship with a pen pal they've never met, right? You could share
Yeah.
stories, become connected to somebody in a way that is like we have a relationship, even though you've never met that person. You've shared, details, you've shared secrets, you've done all these things, right? I mean, it doesn't have to get. It's in this case, it's obviously very unique because we're talking about a spirit, which we're going to ask her about, but and what that line is and how you hold that line. But for the most part, it's no different than, you know, why is it any different than anything else? I mean, stranger things have happened, right?
Yeah.
People develop relationships online and they think that's somebody, and then it turns out they just got catfished, and it's not. So what's the, really,
Yeah.
what is the
It's true.
difference,
And they
right?
still have feelings for that person even afterwards.
Yeah,
So like, imagine that. So,
right.
listen, I get it. I get it. I really do. Like you can develop a relationship with an entity. It can happen,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and
This is a good point, right? AI. People are having relationships with AI.
hmm
People are. I mean, it's so it's yeah, man. People can
yeah.
they let themselves go, right? It's easier. It could be
Yeah.
easier
Oh,
sometimes.
by the way, speaking of AI,
Yeah.
everyone, you get a kick out of this because the comments are already flying in about it on the video.
Hmm.
That test promo video for Splintered Spirits I did, and I dropped it on TikTok. TikTok thinks it's AI.
How is that possible?
I have no idea.
You know what, dude? Here, I'm going to say this. This
It
is what I
says
said.
this video is AI generated. And I'm like,
It-
what?
the-
It's
you
me.
doing that you doing that video, man, it's funny, and I say this with love, but it's like it's you having to record with.
Oh, we lost him. He'll come back though. A lot of issues this live, huh? A lot of technical issues. Isn't it
I
crazy
got
when that happens? I'm used
here,
to it though.
I'm here, here I'm here.
What's up?
um but it's like, it was one of those things where I watched it and it's just like, hello, Splintered Spirits fans. Do you it's like, do you want to know what spirits are? Have you ever asked the question, what are spirits? Well, if you have ever asked the question, what are spirits, you should check out my podcast,
It's
Splintered
great.
Spirits. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
like stiff and it's so funny because like, hi, I'm John Santa. Do you wonder what spirits are? It's the
Yeah.
Ghostbusters
Yeah.
commercial. I
Yeah.
mean, it really is very
Yeah.
similar to
Dude,
that whole.
that's literally, dude. It's yeah, yeah. And by the way, get ready for the fun with those. There's gonna be a lot of different types.
Yeah.
Just get
I'll tell
ready
you,
for
do
it.
try what I
Like,
said. I think it'll be more natural. I think it'll be fun. It'll be real fast, furious. I wouldn't overthink it, but you can have a lot of fun with that.
yeah.
If you and you can have some
What
fun with and you can have some fun with your fans too.
so what these are gonna replace my old going live shortly videos. So they're gonna get different and they're gonna get like it's gonna be really random. Some of them are gonna be like trick. like you think it's like from my actual live stream, but then it's not. As I pop out behind a tree. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gonna be fun.
Hmm.
You're gonna have a lot of fun with it. It's actually gonna be real content creation rather than me going live and then just documenting. 'Cause that's what my content is now on my pages. It's all from my live streams. None of
Yeah.
it's planned. It's all
Right. Well,
spirits. All right, do what you're gonna
that's why
do.
that's why I think if you do it as a quick live bite, it might be a little, you won't get flagged for that. You're just a natural on live,
Yeah.
But that was like, hi, I am John Santa. You're talking like like Black Panther with no contractions. You know what I mean? It's like,
Dude,
hello.
so with that original, and I just couldn't gather it together. I actually had it. I had like from when I got married. I was gonna wear a very similar outfit to when I got married with the bow tie and all that. And I was
Oh,
just gonna
sure.
dude, I was just originally gonna do it from the waist up. But like, so picture this. It's after the live. I'm done. I go to put this on. This shit doesn't fit anymore. You know what I mean? I end up throwing it back in my driver's car. And I'm like, all
You
right,
know what
we're gonna film it the
that
same way, but we're gonna do it like this.
the funny that video, like, you could have, like, would have been funny too with that video. Another fun, what could have made it
Which we
even
still
funnier
could
than
do.
it already is. What you still
Yeah.
could do is just if you had somebody standing there, but they were also stoic and not smiling.
Yeah.
Like, hi,
Like,
I am John. Like, you don't know, and then this person like hands you things to say, like,
yeah.
like they're just like your assistant, but they don't, you know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Or like
welcome,
I
welcome.
had them something and then they just throw it
Yeah,
all, like all like,
yeah.
yeah, yeah,
It's like, do you ever wonder what spirits are?
yeah. Yeah.
Then you should listen to my podcast. That's what
Yeah.
it's. That's
Dude.
funny, dude. That it thought you were AI because
Yeah.
that is
That's
actually
how
quite
well
great,
that came out as far as like the difference, dude. I can't wait. I'm gonna have so much fun with it. It's
but
gonna
funny.
be cool. We were
That's pretty
talking
funny.
about it earlier, like all the different ideas. So get ready, guys, because those videos, I want those to be kind of comical in a way. And just really it'll be cool.
And let's
It'll
not
be
forget the
really cool.
point of this shit. We got to spread the word, folks.
Yeah.
Spread the word. We want
Yeah.
more people. We want more bodies. We want to hit 1,000 subs on YouTube. We want to get, you know, overall, I want this podcast to hit at least 5,000 subscribers across YouTube and Spotify. We're
Yeah.
not close, but we're getting much closer to that first 1,000 on YouTube, which is big. That's a big deal. We're probably about less
It's
than
pretty cool.
200, less than a quarter of the way there for that.
Yeah.
Um, and if everybody that is following actually listened to the episodes, we would have hit those hours we need too. So think about that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like everyone's got to catch up, listen, because it's the only way that we're going to be able to keep this going. The bigger we are, the better the guests we will be able to get. I
Yep.
can convince people to come on to something. It's much easier to convince people to come on to something successful.
Yeah.
Nothing gets a crowd like a crowd than just being like, hey, we're two dicks who started a podcast. Will you join us on here? It's like, they're not going to be like, I don't know about you two
Yeah.
dicks, but it's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
we can probably, maybe we'll think about it.
Yeah.
But there's some people we've reached out to, like, and I know they're trolling. I'm sure they might be trolling John right now because they're like, who's this guy? Let me go see before they commit. So it's, we got to show them. We got to show them we got a fan base um, that it matters, right? Go out and read a book by one of our guests. Get yourself a
I
reading
thought
from
you.
Kathy Nadal.
I
You
thought you
know,
were gonna take that.
just end it. I was just going to end it like go out and read a book.
Yeah, yeah.
Period.
Go out and read a book, you
Just
morons. You
just
know,
read a
like,
book, any book. Just do yourself a favor. Go out there and read a book.
yeah.
No, a
I
lot of our
thought
guests
you
are
were
authors,
right.
guys. They got a lot of shit to say, and they say it well. You should read it. If you like this
Uh,
stuff, read it. It's actually
yeah.
interesting. I don't know. Look, I don't know dick about this stuff, but I've been reading these books, and they're quite
Dude,
something.
Sam's
And
book was great. The
Sam's
Sleepy
book is
Hollow
great.
one I read. He has a
And you
bunch of them,
guys,
but
you
it
guys
was
will
great.
relate to. You guys will be able to read that book and recognize stuff that you've seen John do.
Yeah,
That's wild.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Two dicks,
that's
one
another
podcast.
thing people pointed out to me, Gary. They said like guests like that, like and with like that have done the stuff that I've done and have different perspectives. Like we automatically like vibe. You know what I mean? And it just
Yeah,
really makes for a awesome episode with a lot of awesome banter and conversation.
yeah,
And it was great. Sam's a
yeah.
great
It's fun.
guest. His research is great. I
And guys,
actually,
shoot me.
yeah,
Yeah, and everybody shoot me and know. In terms of people you'd like to see on here. Is there anybody else that you follow that you like? Anybody else in the paranormal space that you trust, that's just good at, that you
Or you
value
don't trust,
or you don't trust, but anybody you like, anybody out there,
right?
whatever. And it
Yes.
doesn't have to totally be, in the ghost world. I mean, look, in about a month or 3 weeks, we've got our Salem witch that you guys are going to see. Totally different point of view.
So
It's like
different.
an
So
old
great.
Salem witch, which
Great.
is going to be it's really fun. I mean,
Yeah.
and she speaks in rhyme and like spirits, and witch speak. And it's like she cackles even a little bit sometimes, and it's like funny, man. And she's very like very loving, very kind, and very like, this is the way the world works
She
in
is
my
all about
world.
positivity. Like that is like
Yes.
she is just all about positivity. Like she
Yeah.
emanates it. She really does. She's like all
Yeah.
about it. You know? So
So
it's really, really cool guests
we
as
got some
well.
good ones coming up. John, I got to jump. I got to call it a day.
Yep, I
You know
hear
what I
you.
mean? This was really fun, guys. Thank you all for
Yeah.
watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. I'm going to assume that most of you on here already do, but then here's some homework. Go get a friend to do it too.
Mhm.
Do it. Open a fake account and like and subscribe with that. Let's get those numbers up. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit, dude. You want to win the game? I'm ready to rig the game, son.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, let's go. You
Yep.
know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, let's go.
Who
What do you
knows?
think
You
I'm
might
doing
even like the
here?
personality you adapt. You know,
Yeah, you could be a whole new person.
a whole new
Start a whole
person.
new identity. Like and
Yep.
subscribe, share.
Yep.
Guys, YouTube, Spotify, Splintered Spirits. John, have a good one.
Garrett,
Have fun tonight. Be safe.
thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll see ya.